At some point during the day, the birds in your yard suddenly disappear. One moment, everything feels alive. A cardinal is sitting at the feeder. A chickadee is moving between branches. A robin is pulling something from the grass. And then, without warning, it's quiet. The change does not happen slowly. It happens all at once. The feeder is still there, gently moving in the wind. But there are no birds around it. The branches stop shaking. The movement disappears. And the place that felt full of life just moments ago suddenly feels empty. So where did they go? Most people think the answer is simple. They assume the birds just flew somewhere else, another yard, another tree, another part of the neighborhood. But that's not what's really happening. What your birds are doing when they disappear is far more structured, far more intentional, and far more surprising than most people realize. Because the truth is, they're not just leaving your yard. They're switching into a completely different mode of behavior. Welcome to Secret Life of Birds. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Because what you're about to learn is happening around you every single day, completely unnoticed. And once you understand it, you won't be able to look at your yard the same way again. Today, we're uncovering what really happens when birds suddenly disappear, and where they actually go when you think they're gone. And stay until the end, because the last part explains something happening above your yard right now that most people never even realize exists. Your yard is not just an open space. To birds, it is divided. There are invisible boundaries, territories, zones that each bird understands perfectly. A cardinal does not move randomly throughout your yard. It knows exactly where it belongs and where it does not. When a bird disappears, it usually hasn't gone far at all. Instead, it has crossed into a different part of its territory, a hidden part. Male cardinals, for example, will often retreat into dense shrubs or thick vegetation when activity slows down. These are places you probably don't pay attention to. Low branches, tangled bushes, dark, covered areas. To you, it looks like the bird has vanished, but in reality, it has only moved a few feet away, into a space where you simply don't look, and once it stops moving, it becomes almost impossible to see. Birds are not just good at flying, they are incredibly good at disappearing. A small bird can sit inside a bush, completely still, for several minutes at a time. No sound, no movement, nothing to give away its position. And this is where your brain plays a trick on you. Humans are designed to notice motion. When something stops moving, your brain stops seeing it. So even if a bird is right in front of you, if it stays still long enough, it effectively disappears. This is why your yard can feel empty, even when it isn't. Right now, if you looked outside, there's a good chance there are birds sitting just a few feet away from you, hidden in plain sight. Sometimes, the disappearance is even more sudden. Everything is active 1 second and gone the next. That is not random. That is a signal. Somewhere nearby, something triggered it. It could be a hawk passing silently overhead. It could be a cat moving through the grass. It could be something you didn't even notice. Birds are constantly watching, and when one bird reacts, the others follow instantly. It becomes a chain reaction. Within seconds, your entire yard can empty out. The silence you hear is not absence, it's survival. The birds are still nearby. They've just moved to safety. But not every disappearance is about danger. Sometimes it's about energy. Birds do not stay active all day the way we imagine. They follow patterns. In the early morning, they feed aggressively. This is when you see the most activity. But as the day continues, things change. Birds begin to slow down. They rest. They preen. They conserve energy. And they do this in places where they are harder to see. Hidden branches, dense trees, covered areas. So when your yard feels quiet in the middle of the day, it doesn't mean the birds are gone. It means they've shifted into a different state, a quieter, more hidden part of their routine. And then there is something even bigger happening, something most people never think about. At certain times of the year, the birds don't just disappear from your yard. They leave entirely. Some travel miles in a single day. Others move at night, completely unseen. A bird that was in your yard yesterday could already be far away today, and you would never notice when it left, because it doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly, gradually, until one day, they're just gone. And at the same time, other birds may be passing above your house right now, without you ever seeing them. So the next time your yard suddenly